All right, real quick, before we even begin, I just wanted to give a big shout out to anybody who has ever made a YouTube video where you have to edit it and go back through and change things. And it's just, I never realized how big of a pain in the butt it was to have the camera out and you have the camera angles and the lighting and the audio. And sometimes you have to redo stuff and you sound like an idiot or who knows what. It's just, it's really, really difficult. There's a lot of stuff to do. There's a lot of steps. If you want to do it right, it's, like I said, it's just a big pain in the butt. So this install took me a lot longer than I wanted it to, but it was a lot of fun. Here's the video of my BHR ignition upgrade on my 2006 Mazda RX8 Shinka Edition. Enjoy. All right, we got the unboxing of the Black Halo Racing ignition kit for the Mazda RX8, still factory sealed. Ordered this kit because I had a misfire at 7,000 RPM and above. I have a dyno run scheduled 2 days from now, so in a panic I kind of ordered this. I emailed Black Halo Racing and asked them if they could get it out to me quick, if they had it on the shelf, and some kudos to Charles because he got it to me in 2 days, so thank you for that. Let's go ahead and open it up and see what we get. Could have sent me a blow-up doll for all I know. Let's see. Oh. Let's see. Plug wires. Cool. Lanyard. The expensive spark plugs. And the goodies. Some stickers. I like that. Ooh, dang. Yes, sirree. That is a beautiful looking kit. Got the red anodized finish with the red spark plug wires. That looks really nice. Pretty heavy too. Shipping said the package weight was 5 pounds, 5.5. Very nice. I like it. And let's see. What the heck? Not a blow-up doll, but a monkey in a box. That's funny. I like that. Right. Alright. Just as an added bonus, these Msd Ignition Wires are really hefty. I like them a lot. 8.5 millimeter. They already labeled them for me. That's awesome. And then the spark plugs. Yeah, that's awesome. I like it a lot. A lot of high quality stuff. This kit is pretty darn expensive. However, if you look at the price, if you were to go to a Mazda dealership and grab the ignition coils and the spark plug wires from Mazda, you're looking at spending at least $500 alone on just those parts, and then you have the price of the spark plugs as well. So when it's all said and done, this kit is not that much more expensive than if you were to get all the pieces from Mazda themselves. So definitely happy with it so far. We'll see how she runs when I get her in the car. Alright, for the install I have my video tutorial over at Driven by Madness. Got my liquid helper, got my sound from Sony, and Spotify on my phone. Let's jump in. Right here I'm looking at the ignition system, the stock ignition system, and I kind of remarked to myself how dirty the engine bay gets. It's amazing to me that everything just seems to rust or get, I don't know, just looks really bad really quickly. So after taking my strut tower brace off, I took the airbox out and I came across something very unfortunate. Either somebody was using the car as a home for a rabbit, or it was sitting in a junkyard somewhere, or in somebody's garage, or out in a field somewhere, and there's mice poop inside my engine bay. That is just disgusting and not very good. Gotta wash everything off. Looks a little nicer, nice and clean. Jack up the car. Take the driver's side wheel off. For most of the install, I sped up the video by at least 2.5 times normal speed. We'll just leave it right there. As I was saying, this install took me longer than I wanted it to, so I have most of the video sped up for 2.5 times, maybe a little bit less here and there, just to try and condense it. But I at least wanted to show you guys what it was like going through each of the steps. We have the first spark plug out. The camera didn't do the best job focusing, but you can at least tell the difference between the two spark plugs. I think this last trailing plug is probably the worst looking out of the ones that I had pulled out. They all didn't look awful, just looked really used. You know, as I sit here watching this, I apologize for the shaky camera. Hopefully I don't make anybody sick. In goes the ignition kit. In goes the coils as a test fit. It's a little wobbly. That's because see? Perfect fit. Finally, I was smart enough to set the camera down while I worked, so that way it wasn't shaking all over the place. Had to run the negative cable over to the side. In putting this together, this was my longest video, believe it or not, was just running the cables. If anybody's ever built a PC or worked on a PC before on the inside, the guts, cable management is very important. It can be a pain in the butt, but if you do it right, it winds up paying off in the end and looking really nice. As a little note, the first clip for the first coil closest to us, I actually had to zip tie and get out of the way because it was just a little too close for comfort to the belt that was right beneath it. So I just had to zip tie that up and out of the way. I don't think I got a video of that, so I at least wanted to let you know too. Alright, now for the plug wires. Got the instructions out just to make sure I was grabbing the right one, putting the right one in the right spot. Alright, put all these in up top. And then go down below, plug them in to the actual plugs. The plug wires wound up being perfect length. Liked them a lot. Everything worked out really well. Turned out really neat. I like the way that it looks. Nice and sturdy. The bracket fit well. Didn't have to make any modifications. Did have to run that cable over to the driver's side and just go ahead and screw that down with the rest of the negative ground attachments. But yeah, everything turned out really nice. Very, very pleased, very excited. So decided to replace the air filter. Not totally dirty, but not going to hurt also. And here it is all put back together. You can barely see the ignition kit, which is kind of unfortunate. But at least you can see the bright red wires and the red anodized aluminum, which I think is pretty cool. Now time for a startup test. was just under 9/10 of a second, which I thought was really cool. Here's my torque Bluetooth data infotainment thing. Wasn't sure exactly what I was doing. I just wanted to show you guys the engine was about the same temperature. And went ahead and looked at the engine codes. Didn't have any engine codes created from doing the ignition install. Did have the one intake manifold tuning valve circuit. That was one that I knew I had. I went ahead and took it to the dyno with this code. I did not want to try and diagnose this and go through that. I just kind of left that alone and just finished the ignition install. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, please leave a comment, and I will do my best to get back to you and help you out the best I can. If you noticed anything about the video that I missed, go ahead and post that as well. Help me learn, and we'll see you on the next one.